there, and welcome back to my channel, Subscription Boxes and More with Michelle. And if this is your first visit, welcome. It's so nice to see you, and I hope you'll come back to see me again real soon. What is it I have to share with you today? Well, if you can see the orange back here, we have a Temu day here on my channel. And one thing got separated. I must have come from a different facility or something from this great big one. But we're going to open it up with a smaller one because it's only, I think, one item. So we're going to go with these first. Temu. Alright. Let's open them up and see what goodies we got. I think I know what was in this one. I'm not sure why it had to be sent separately, but like I said, I think it may have come from a different shipping facility. The other one is a absolutely huge order, like over 50 items, so that'll be its own video. Maybe even a couple videos, so. Alright, I think that's the only thing in this. But we'll put it in one of these zipper bags again. Thank you, Temu. And then it's in this little bag. And then it's in a box. My goodness. My lamp, LED mini lamp. And you would never guess what this is for, right? I hope to make a desk, and on the desk, hopefully, will be sitting this little tiny lamp. Oh my goodness. You guys. This is crazy. Look at this. It's got a little thing you got to pull out for the battery. And then it is a desk lamp. Oh my goodness, that works. Look at that. It's bright too. Oh, that's cute. That is super duper cute. All right. Let's see what's in this bag before I go nuts over that. Let's look at it closer, you guys. I'm sorry. It moves. It comes in two pieces. You just snap this down into the base. And then it's got the ability to move in all kinds of directions. I mean, it's a little loose up here, but you know what? Is when you get it positioned where you want it for your dollhouse, you could like put a little tape across it, and you know, it shouldn't be seen, or a little glue if you want it to stay there permanently. But it is a little loose right there. But as you can see, it does stay up like that. But if you put it down too much, then it wants to, you know, droop down. So, I wish it was just a little tighter at this joint, like it is here. But the head of, you know, that light part is heavy. That is super duper cool. I may get a couple more. I might. Alright, let's see what's in this big bag. Not the big one, the medium-sized one. How's that? Medium-sized one. The big one will be its own video, and maybe more than one video. Because it's got things in it that will need to be, like, examined further than the original unboxing. So hopefully you'll watch, and you'll be looking for that video, hopefully. My goodness, my scissors are getting so dull that they're barely chewing through this bag. That's how many unboxings I've done. This was sent to me by Temu. I didn't think it would be here yet. So that little light is separate. A separate order, like I said, but I mean, really separate. I paid for it. This is from Temu. Come on, let me in, let me in. Come on, scissors. I've been doing a lot of sewing, crafting lately for my doll and stuff, and so, yeah. I don't think everything's in here. I think, well, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Guys, look at this. Mini sewing machine. My sewing machine got lost in the move. My Big Singer sewing machine. So, this says it's a mini sewing machine with double threads and 2-speed control. So, warning, use with caution. Yeah. Alright, let's look at it. And of course, there's more information, but it's covered by a sticker. A lot to read. Figure that out in a minute. Okay, let's get into the fun stuff. Goodness, come on, I need it out of the box and it's stuck and I don't want to break it. Well, goodness. I'm trying, guys. The struggle is real. Oh, that's good. Broke the styrofoam. I turned it upside down, dumped it out, came right out. Steam shell. Okay. It has a foot pedal. It plugs into the machine. It has the cord. Thankfully this plugs in. It's not just, you know, it's not battery operated. I was a little concerned. Oh, I almost dropped it. But it will take batteries. So, I got the purple and white one. Not sure why, but I did. They sewed with it to show that it does work. On and off button right here. And the foot pedal goes in the top plug and the wall plug goes in the bottom. And there's thread here, but I think, yeah, it has a bobbin underneath in here. See the bobbin? So, it's a real sewing machine. It's just little. And I'm only going to be sewing little things. And it has like low and high, so it has 2 speeds. I'm not caring for the fact that it seems to only be straight stitch. It doesn't seem like there is zigzag. I thought that it was going to have straight stitch and zigzag, but guess not. Guess we're only doing straight stitch. Hey, I've been doing it by hand, so better than doing it by hand. It came with a little case, and inside the little case there is a thimble, and then there are needle threaders and scissors and seam ripper and a few buttons, 2 pins, a safety pin, and some needles, like sewing hand needles. It's just a little small sewing kit. It came with that. Then I got some more bobbins. I think there's 5 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bobbins to so I can have, you know, like white thread, black thread, whatever. Oh, it came with 5 bobbins, the one that's in it, plus 4 more, and 1 is already threaded. And there's another sewing needle inside of there. Hopefully you can see that there's another sewing needle. That's a straight piece right there. I don't want to open it and lose it, because I didn't notice. So that came with the sewing machine. This must have come with the sewing machine. Then I bought 5 more bobbins. And I they gave me. I chose, I should say. So a bunch of needle threaders. This has got like, I don't know, 9 needle threaders, because I can't see real well, so I thought it would be nice to have them. And then something in here. The sewing machine was, I only had $30 to spend, so the sewing machine was most of that, obviously. Scissors, where did you go, scissors? Let's see what's in this little baggie. And we will try out the sewing machine. I got a thing of, how many? I don't know. Count them, Michelle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sewing machine needles. In case I break them. So, for that $30, I was able to get the mini sewing machine, 10 sewing machine needles, 9 needle threaders, 10 bobbins, because 5 came with it and 5 were separate, another sewing machine needle that came with it, and a little sewing kit. And again, just so you remember, you know, because it's been a long time since you saw it, it's a nice little sewing kit, and it is really easy to throw in your purse because it is really not very big, and it gets you started with some different threads. With this, it looks like you need a bobbin rather than a spool of thread. It doesn't look like it will hold a regular spool of thread, so you're going to have to thread, load the bobbin with thread for here and a matching one for underneath. So you're going to have to load 2 bobbins with each collar, because it looks like this does not hold a full size. Maybe it can here. Maybe it can. Maybe I'm wrong, guys. I just saw that there and I thought, huh. So maybe it can, or it goes here as a bobbin. Well, that's interesting. That's why you have an instruction sheet. I'm going to give this instruction sheet a bit of a read through, and I'll be right back with you, and we will look at the sewing machine together. Alright guys, so this is a very basic sewing machine that just does a straight stitch. So here it is. Your threading, I do not have a regular spool of thread. You're not really supposed to like sew much with this. This is only so you can make a double stitch. But I'm going to have to use it at the moment. You can sew a straight stitch with it, single stitch, but you really need to have this pulled up and a spool of thread put on it and thread it differently for that. But with this front guide here, or this front bobbin thing here, there's a thread guide, a little wire thread guide here. You put it from here to here. It's coming off the bottom of the spool, and over this there's like 2 discs, and you go over it. Mine was so tight that it broke the thread the first time I tried to use it. They say it's adjusted for optimal what do you call it, tension, but mine, the thread kept sticking in it and breaking. Beside of it is another thread guide, then up through this uptake, down through another thread guide here, and then down through a thread guide here, and through the needle, and then you put the thread under the presser foot and out the back, and you have a few inches hanging out the back, and then you also take the bobbin thread and you pull it out the back, and then you can put in your material, and there is a lever on the back to lower the presser foot. And if you turn the machine on, then it sews by itself and it just goes until you turn the machine off. But there is a presser foot, and you can use it with the machine turned off, and you press it and you sew. A little close for me because I only have this little piece of material, and but I'm not seeing a way to reverse the stitch to lock it in place. That is, like I said, this is a very basic machine, you know, for the very low price. What can you expect? You know, you're not getting a commercial sewing machine. You're getting a sewing machine to do your basic things like hemming the bottom of your pants or something like that, or making doll clothes. My one criticism of this, I thought that it had a zigzag stitch. I thought it had two stitches. I thought it had straight and zigzag. It doesn't have zigzag. It only has straight. Okay, I can deal with that. But there really needs to be a reverse button so you can lock your stitch. Regardless of the simplicity of the machine, that should be an option. But again, we don't have that. There is things on the box I did not read, and I have a cat trying to get in the box. It says built-in bobbin winding facility, easy replacement of bottom bobbin, 2-speed control, so there's low and high, thread cutter, and that is over here, right here, and built-in light, which with the machine turned off, the light doesn't seem, you know, it seems to only work if you have it turned on, which makes it go crazy. Comes pre-threaded and ready to use, sews in durable chain locked stitch, AC/DC operation, foot pedal for easy control, 2-speed operation, thread cutter, and built-in light. So we are going to try to sew together these two little pieces of material to make a little pillow, and I already have them good side to good side, and I'm not pinning it together because it's so small, and I don't want to run over a pin and mess up my machine anyways. So we're gonna just drop the presser foot, and I'm going to do it on low by, you know, by the presser foot, because I don't like it to sew by itself. Again, I can't, wow, what happened? That is seriously loose, guys, seriously loose. If I put it down in there, it cuts the thread. If I don't put it down in there tight, then it turns into a loose mess because it doesn't have any tension on it. Hang on, I'm trying to fix this. I can't even get the thread down in it. It's so tight. Counterclockwise. It's not even threaded. And see, now it's so tight. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I got to thread it back up here. And of course I can't see to do that. Get my little needle threader. Where did it go? Right there. I have gotten it to work. It's just Not working at the moment. I've had it some success and some not success. What are we into, kitty cat? Okay. Let's see if we can do this without it unthreading the needle. Okay, anyways, let's try this again. Let's see if we can keep the needle threaded. Please. Line this material up better. Right. Please work this time. Work with me. That's got that pulled as tight as it'll go without breaking the thread. Alright, let's see if we can go. You have threads. Lift the presser foot, turn the fabric. No, Charlie. Let's try to go down this side, this edge. Is it? Okay, I think it's all right. Charlie Bill, come on, Charlie Bill, jump down. Jump down, sir. Jump down, sir. I know, you want to see what I'm doing. I cannot promise that my lines are real straight. It's been so many years since I've sewn anything by a machine. Make sure the needle is in the down position. Lift up your presser foot. Turn your fabric. Press, don't forget to put down the presser foot. Go down side 3. Ouch, don't get me. Couple more stitches. We're in the down position. Turn it, and don't forget we have to leave a hole or we won't be able to stuff our pillow. Barbie would not want a pillow that's not stuffed. Or Abby in this case. Alright, now there is no way to reverse stitch. And that is unfortunate. I've looked and I've looked and I can't find where there's a way to do it. So just turn your handle here to get the needle in the up position. Lift the presser foot, pull it out a ways so that you have enough thread out. Cut it off and pull the threads to the back again. And it seems like my bobbin thread is not wanting to pull away. Is that my bobbin thread, or is that my... No, that's my top thread that's not wanting to pull. Man, that's tight. Alright. But it worked. So, right, it did work. Snip off these long threads. We'll just have to make sure we sew past both spots after we turn it and when we stuff it. Alright, so to turn it, it's best to cut these corners. Boy, it is really crooked. This is going to be a very crooked little pillow. I need practice. cut this one, make sure we don't cut the threads. Okay. These are not good scissors. They're just the ones that came with. All right. So I said that, I think I said, we have some things that did not come with the sewing machine or in this order, but came with another order. One of those being that, you know, could come in handy for your crafting. One of those being this little handy tiny iron. So we'll turn it on. We don't really need to press this, but we're going to because I want to show you that it does work. It's lit. It's got an indicator light. It is on. It looks like this. Mine came very dented. The box. I will put the link in the description, even though it wasn't part of this order. So it's starting to warm up, guys. It will get too hot to touch. But I'll show you, we can press a seam open if we need to, and that kind of thing. Boy, my stitches are very crooked. This is going to be a very crooked pillow. So say I want to, it's starting to get hot. Say I want to press the seam open. I can do that with this little iron. Not a problem. Hopefully you can see that. And that'll also show you just how crooked my seam is. You know, we don't need to do that for this, but I'm showing you that we can. Alright, so I'm going to turn it off so that a cat doesn't get burned. I just wanted to show you that, and it is too hot to keep your fingers on. And I didn't leave it to heat up to its full potential. But see how that very easily pressed that flat. I also, in another order, got this large sewing kit that we may or may not have been able to use a spool of thread out of. They're a little bit bigger. I don't know how that well they would have worked with this machine, but I'm just showing you, and it had other things in it as well. More bobbins and things like that. New things that I'm going to put into this. But anyways, this is in another, it's got like 200 and some pieces, and it came in another video that's already up, like the last video that I did, and I will link it down there because this would be really handy to use with the sewing machine. And these needle threaders as well. That's what I just used to thread the machine, one of these. I think I used a green one, but regardless. Let me go get cotton to fill the pillow with. So I just kept cotton out of pill bottles because, you know, what's the point in throwing those away and then turning around and buying a very expensive thing of polyfill? When, you know, this is for Barbie, it will work just fine, or Appy in my case. So we're just going to turn this pillow right side out. We can use our seam ripper to help push down in the corners and get it turned. Really, we can. It's also helpful if you do it very gently. You can use the seam ripper to sort of hook and pull the fabric, but make sure you don't pull hard. If you do, you can actually cut your fabric because, you know, the seam ripper's job is to cut through the thread, but it helps to pull those seams when they're being a little stubborn. Those seams, those corners, you know what I meant, I hope. That's how I do it. If you wanted to use the iron once you got this turned to really crisp up those corners, you could, but it's not necessary. You know, if it was on the garment, you might want to. And by cutting those corners at an angle, it allows you to have a more pointy corner, you know. It makes it turn more fully. Usually I would have sewn and I would have had the middle opened, but I was not thinking when I sewed this, and I started at the corner, and that's not where you'd want to start. You would want to start and leave the center open so you have that nice corner there. But Michelle had a moment. So anyways, then we can use, you could sort of fluff up this cotton, I would, and like more like polyfill, and stick it in there. But like I said, it's from pill bottles. My pill bottles come in the mail, so to keep those pills from rattling around and breaking and all of that, they fill it with cotton. And that leaves me a lot of extra cotton that would otherwise just go into the landfill. So I use it for my crafting. I even have used it with my facial toner and stuff like that, because I take those pills anyway, so, and it hasn't caused me a problem. I wouldn't want to do it with somebody else's medication, the pills I don't take, just in case there was a small bit of contamination, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not a pharmacist, but this really does work well for stuffing your pillows and things. Hello, Charlie Bill. Mommy said not being up here during the video because in my way. In my way, sir. Yeah, in Mommy's way. A little bit more up in this top corner. I don't want it stuffed real stiff. I want it to be a cushy pillow. Hey, you're knocking my stuff down, Mr. Man. You're nosy. Didn't they tell you what happens to curious cats? Didn't they ever tell you? Curiosity gets your whiskers in a bind for sure. Yeah. Alright guys, so you just tuck in the edges. You move the cat. Okay. You just tuck the edges in so that you have a nice edge when you sew. And you sew that shut and you have yourself a nice little pillow. Okay, so we have a nice cute little pillow. Something else that would be really cute is to put a button in the center of it, like a little white button, or green if you had it, but wouldn't that be cute? A little detail. You could also make little fringes on the corners if you wanted to make it a little neater, but I would have done that before I sewed it together so that it would come out of the corners. But you know, there are things you can do to make your little things fancy. We have kind of a wonky corner because I didn't do it in the center and I didn't get it straight. So really that, yeah, set it that way. All right. So anyways, our little sewing machine does work. And I will be using this a lot to save me time and stuff on my sewing projects that I've been doing lately. I've been doing quite a lot. I enjoy hand sewing, but it would be nice to be able to make more crafts in a, you know, rather than one or two small things a day, to be able to do a couple more things. And I could do that by using the sewing machine. So put our things back in here so we don't lose them. I'm going to put that little needle threader. There is one in here, but I like these a little better. So I'm going to put this one in here as well. So there's the one that's real easy to, well, there's my needle. Let's not lose that. This one doesn't have a pin cushion. The other one does. Put this one and this one. That one's going to be really easy to take in a bag, and honestly, I could take that little sewing machine with me in a bag, and you know, I could go to, say, Riley's house or whatever. Riley does a lot of sewing, so we could do some crafting together, and if I really needed to zigzag, I could use her bigger machine. My zipper's stuck, and that is my fault, because I stuck things in here that I didn't want to lose, and it's causing my bag to be too tight. My fault, not the bag. There's my little tiny, look at that little tiny pin cushion. I like to put the needles through and out because if I don't, I lose them. And I leave thread on them so I don't lose them. All right, I'm going to take these things out so they're not causing my zipper to have such a problem. But these might be able to be used on, you know, as the, on the top here, as a taller, you know, thread, spindle with thread, or whatever you call it. I forget. Anyways. I'm going to fiddle around with that and see. Oops, I was going to put that in there. Oh, well. But, guys, this is really, it's really good. And if you've got a child that maybe you sew, and you have a child or grandchild that wants to sew too, you could get them one of these, and they could sew along with you, and you could teach them the basics of sewing using the small machine before they graduate up to yours with all the buttons and gadgets and gizmos. Or you can use it as a on-the-go kind of thing if you are more seasoned, or if you're new to sewing with a machine, then it would be a good beginning place. And like I said, it's good for doing things like seams and things like that. Just sew, when you're sewing around the seam, just sew past it, I guess. And leave long threads so you can tie it at the ends. And hope for the best. But Temu, we need one with the reverse so we can lock the stitch so that it doesn't unravel on us. And it would be awesome if it had straight stitch and zigzag. Just saying. I know I'm asking for a lot for under 30 bucks. I know that I'm being unreasonable, but I'm just saying those are the things that I would like. But I think this is a great little machine, and I'm going to use it quite a lot. And don't forget that you can put batteries in it. It takes 4 like AA batteries, but you can do it plugged in without the batteries. So yeah, I'm a fan actually. I'm glad I got it. I am going to look, like I said, for one that has reverse and has zigzag. But I like this one a lot, and if this, you know, even if I get the other, I will use this. But if I get the other, I may use this quite a bit for teaching the grand youngins to sew. Although Riley may have done that already, since Riley does a lot of sewing. Riley might have taught the kids some sewing, so they may not need grandma's teachings, but you know, it'd be fun anyways. Love this little iron. I'm glad I got that. Perfect size for doing 1/6 scale crafting. And so anyways, guys, tell me, what do you think? I'm sorry that I had a struggle with it, but you know, I don't do this stuff off camera and then a whole lot. I did with that little, just to see, but you know, you see me learning as I go, the same as you would have to do if it were you. You know, you'd have to learn the particulars of that item as you go. And so if I show you it being easy breezy and I've already worked out all the kinks, well then when you get it and you try it and you run into those little issues, you're going to say, well, gee, you know, why can't I do it first time out of the box? Or maybe you can and I look like a dummy. I don't know. But anyways, I keep it real with you guys, is basically what I'm trying to say. All right, tell me what you think, and please give me that big gold thumbs up, because you know that would truly help my channel. And please subscribe to my channel. And please share my video with others so maybe they might subscribe as well. Thank you so much for watching and for listening to me babble. And I'll see you again in a minute in another video. Bye, guys.